What's up guys? As requested, I'm going to review a video called What I Eat in a Day as a Nutrition Expert. A nutrition expert. Not gonna lie, my expectations are pretty high.
The number one thing I get asked is, what do you eat? And then it's followed up by, okay, and what do you do when you cheat? So I'm going to share my personal food rules that keep me on the straight and narrow, the foods I make sure that I eat every single week, some every single day, and why I think cheating is just the total wrong way to think about things. And honestly, it sets you up to fail and puts you into that crazy diet mentality that drives me nuts. I thought I had a good day, I had a bad day, I'm having a cheat meal. So we're going to deal with that too. But first, the rules. Now, I tend to be one of those people.
Did she set up the camera herself? There's way too much space above the head. Really terrible camera work.
That likes to break all the rules. But remember that when you have this great structure, the structure actually creates freedom. So that's what I want you to think of. If you tend to be kind of one of those renegade rule breakers, remember what we're giving you here is really good structure. And so here's how I do this. I start with protein first.
Protein first, but where is the protein? Does she mean those few seeds which have indigestible protein and anti-nutrients which bind to protein and doesn't let you digest it?
So as I'm building my plate, I always start by building protein first. I want to eat protein first because I want to prioritize protein, make sure that I get in what I need at each meal, which is at least 30 grams and at least 100 grams overall in the day. Now, the way I dose my protein is to do a range of 0.7 grams to 1 gram per pound of target body weight. So
actually, all that you need to do is literally just listen to your body and eat what you want to eat, as long as it's natural, obviously.
I'm weighing in at 145. I eat about 140 to 145 grams of protein a day. And I divide that again between the 3 meals. And I make sure that my bumper meals, breakfast and dinner, are where I really make sure I get it. Again, all meals.
She may eat so much protein on paper, but does she actually get so much protein out of the food? We'll see if she shows what she actually eats.
Called the protein leverage hypothesis. And what these researchers found is that we will keep eating those carbs, those fats, to try to get enough protein in our diet, which then causes us to overeat and get way too many calories. And remember, while where your calories come from counts most, calories count. Too much healthy food is, guess what? Unhealthy. So that's the first.
Too much healthy food is unhealthy. Name one healthy food that you can eat too much of. The healthiest foods on earth are raw animal organs. It's the most nutritious foods. There's nothing healthier than liver, brain, spleen, testicles, and so on. Nothing even comes close to animal organs, and liquid-wise blood is obviously the healthiest liquid you can consume. You can't consume too much of any of it.
First rule, protein first. The second one, what comes after protein? Non-starchy vegetables.
Non-starchy vegetables are garbage because at least starchy vegetables have some kind of carbohydrates which are hard to digest for humans because we are obviously not made to digest starch. That's why we cook those vegetables anyway. But the non-starchy ones, all of which are man-made in this photo, they literally don't exist in nature, and bell peppers are not even a vegetable, it's a fruit. All of them have pesticides anyway nowadays, which are artificial, but they are part of vegetables. Even if you wouldn't have those, then you would have natural poisons, allergens, anti-nutrients, and you have basically no micronutrients whatsoever.
Now, my goal is minimum that you eat 5 servings of non-starchy vegetables a day. Now, what does that look like? A non-starchy vegetable serving is a cup of raw or a half a cup of cooked, and non-starchy vegetables are things like onions and mushrooms and deep.
Onions are very poisonous. It's an antibiotic. You should never consume them. If you really want to, for whatever reason, I wouldn't know why, then cook them a lot. Then you may neutralize and destroy most of the poisons. Broccoli has goitrogens and sulforaphane, very poisonous. Spinach causes kidney stones because of the oxalates, as we could see recently in it.
Green leafies and broccoli and cauliflower and Brussels sprouts and asparagus and peppers. Here's what's important here. Why are we eating all these non-starchy vegetables? You've heard eat from the rainbow. You know, is this just some cute little phrase?
She doesn't even know that peppers are a fruit. That's funny. She's a nutrition expert. It was also interesting what she said before about eating enough protein so that you don't overeat on empty calories on all of the carbs, which is kind of a good suggestion. But really you should more so focus on eating micronutrient-rich foods, such as animal organs, to not overeat on all of the garbage.
No, the reason that we have you do that is because of the polyphenols, these different plant nutrients in these vegetables.
Polyphenols are actually poisonous to a human body. This has been proven scientifically. Yes, they are useful for the plants themselves, but this is not a nutrient for a human body. It's so insane to even say that.
That go and feed your gut microbiome, and so you have a better balance of the bacteria that you want as opposed to the ones you don't want. You're always going to have some of the good and some of the bad. You want much more of the good. So that's the first part, those polyphenols that do all sorts of stuff. They're antioxidants, they can be anti-inflammatory.
No, they are not antioxidants, and they are most certainly not anti-inflammatory. They actually cause inflammation. This again has been proven. There's literally a response in the body to polyphenols. It tries to get rid of them. It feels like your body is attacked. That's why it releases anti-inflammatory chemicals. Come on, just do the least bit of research when you create a video. And there are no antioxidants in plants that are beneficial for a human body. The beneficial antioxidants that we can use are cholesterol, testosterone, for example, cholesterol being one of the most important ones. Plant antioxidants are pro-oxidants in the human body. This should be clearly understood.
They can be gut healing, all sorts of amazing things. The other thing you're going to get from these non-starchy vegetables is some fiber. And we're going to look for getting fiber within our diet.
Why would you want fiber in your diet if it's indigestible? There's literally no point. It can only cause gut issues.
All throughout our diet, because we want to get minimally 35 grams of fiber a day.
Why? Give some kind of reasoning. Come on, you're a nutrition expert. I expect you to right now give a reasoning, give some argument, give proof, give a point, anything. Come on, you have to do it right now. I'm gonna click play now.
Ideally 50 grams plus. Non-starchy vegetables are one of the starting points. You're not going to get a load from non-starchy vegetables, but you will
Proof.
get some. And remember, fiber
Reasoning.
is the fuel for your gut microbiome.
Argument.
Right? It feeds it.
Where is it?
And whenever we can get prebiotic fibers, like onions, garlic, then we also give the fuel for the good bacteria.
Maybe that was her point. Maybe she's saying that you should consume fiber because it's a prebiotic. Obviously, there's zero proof for that, but let's just go with that. What actually happens is that, as I said, fiber is indigestible. It goes into your gut. Your bacteria specifically that live in your gut tries to get rid of it. Your body itself can't get rid of it because the enzymes and digestive juices that we produce as carnivorous animals obviously can't get rid of it. So it comes down to the bacteria in our guts. The reason they call fiber a prebiotic is because the bacteria will try to feed on it. They will try to make the best out of it, but of course they can't really do anything with it. Once you open up any of the fiber cell walls, it will release a lot of antibiotics and anti-nutrients. That's not what you want, of course. In the long intestine, the bacteria will try to convert some of it into short-chain fatty acids, as in saturated animal fat, which you could just be eating in the first place. That's what your body actually wants, which is why the bacteria try to convert the fiber into it, but the conversion rate is so incredibly low. And that's, of course, because we are not herbivorous animals. We are not supposed to do that. Our stomach doesn't have 4 chambers like a cow. We don't have a big, long intestine. None of that.
10 different types of plants throughout the day. Spices count, thankfully. Otherwise, that might be a little tough. And
spices are also antibiotics. Never consume that. You're going to ruin your gut.
Next up, fruit. 2 fruit servings a day. The only time I break this rule is if I'm going through.
Nothing really wrong with fruit in and of itself, but of course the fruit that you showed, at least for the most part, probably all of it, was man-made. It doesn't exist in nature. It's been cultivated to the point where it's very low in micronutrients, especially vitamin C, and very high in sugar, but you need vitamin C to metabolize sugar. That's the main purpose of vitamin C. That's why it comes in this package of these whole foods, such as fruit. But nowadays, when you have such low amounts of vitamin C, you're going to be using up your own vitamin C, which is stored in the liver, for example. And this can cause a lot of biochemical issues in the long run if you eat a lot of man-made fruit. Eat fruit if you want to, but find the most natural wild fruit that you possibly can, especially if you live in more tropical places. people who live in Europe shouldn't be consuming fruit most of the year.
The sugar impact diet. Now, I've already done that. I've already figured out where my sneaky sugars were. I got rid of my sweet tooth. So this is for you. You do the sugar impact diet. If you've got this sugar sweet tooth, you're like, I cannot get rid of it, or you've got issues with blood sugar imbalances and insulin sensitivity, etc., then you do that. And there'll be 2 weeks in there where we drop your fruit down to basically zero, except for lemons and limes, non-fruity fruit. Besides that, I want you eating 2 servings of fruit a day and prioritizing berries.
I like how she says, I want you. She has this very authoritarian way of speaking, as if she's an absolute expert, which is in the title of the video. That's really how she sees herself. And so far, basically none of what she said is correct, but we'll see.
It's because not only do they have that deep, rich color, but they also have the polyphenols. And you get a diversity by having blackberries and blueberries and raspberries, not eating blueberries every single day, right? So 2 servings of fruit.
Blueberries are one of the most sprayed fruits on earth. Once they were found to have 16 different kinds of pesticides. Just so you understand, when you eat food with pesticides, it's as if you're eating antibiotics.
It's about a cup, so it's a big apple, it's a cup of berries every day. Next up is hydration. And in a lot of my YouTube videos and also on Instagram, I talk about hydration because hydration is super key for your body to be able to be metabolically.
I would really suggest for anybody who wants to feel really hydrated, in case you have some dry spots on your body, to eat a lot of raw animal fat in the first place. And as far as liquids go, drink blood, raw milk, coconut water, some fruit juices, again, if it's from proper fruit, especially non-sprayed fruit.
In fact, it can be as much as 30% for 30 minutes. So iced green tea, black coffee in the morning, sparkling water.
What kind of a nutrition expert even mentions, let alone suggests, which is what she's doing, from what it seems like, to drink green tea, which is full of caffeine, sometimes more than coffee, and then black coffee also, which is one of the worst things you could possibly drink. It's incredibly toxic to the body. That's why you produce a lot of adrenaline as a response to drinking this garbage. It's just heated up seed toxins.
You add in more based on exercise. You add in ½ an ounce to an ounce per minute of exercise. And go to the ounce if you're exercising somewhere like I live in Florida. Hotter and sweatier here, right? I do hot yoga. I'm definitely going to the ounce plus there.
Of course she also exercises. Why would I be surprised? Instead, you could not exercise, therefore eat a lot less, and live a much longer life.
Next up are carbs and fat.
Carbs and fat, I don't really see any carbs here. I don't actually see any usable fat. I only see plant oils, monounsaturated so-called fat, the oils from the avocados, the seeds. Yeah, where is the actual fat? A human body is made out of saturated animal fat. That's what our cells are made out of. Cholesterol and saturated animal fat. I don't see that here whatsoever. Why would you consume something that we are not made out of? That's not healthy. None of this is found in nature. We don't eat that naturally.
When you think of protein we eat for function. This is going to help us build muscle. This is going to help us make hormones. This is going to help us with bone health. Now, carbs and fat are for fuel, right? And I love...
Yeah, but the hormones are made out of cholesterol, such as testosterone, estrogen, all of the very important and healthy hormones that a human body needs to function properly. You're not gonna get them out of plant oils. What a joke this lady is.
I'm eating clean animal protein, so I know I'm going to get some healthy fats there. I'm using extra virgin olive oil with my vegetables when I'm cooking. Okay, so I'm going to show you how easy it is to get 40 grams or more of protein in your loaded smoothie. That's what I call them, loaded smoothies, because we are loading them up with everything that you need. The clean protein, healthy fats, lots of fiber. So here we go, ready? So first thing, and this is just a little hack, is put fluid in first in your smoothie container so all the stuff doesn't stick on the bottom. Now, here's how I'm pumping up my protein. I've got this Good Karma flax milk that's got 8 grams of plant protein. So I go to...
Flax milk from flax seeds? I've never heard of that before. They have phytoestrogens. That's really bad for women especially, and postmenopausal women. Oh boy.
10 ounces, so I get 10 grams. So that's the first thing. Then I'm adding in my protein powder. I'm using my Reignite.
You do understand that you're not actually getting 10 grams of protein, as I said at the start of the video, seeing as the biological value of plants is very low.
Wellness paleo-inspired protein powder. And that's going to get you over 20 grams of protein. Next thing I'm going to do is add in some of my collagen. So now I've got between that, the
powdered collagen. How about just eating raw animal foods to get collagen? actual collagen that your body can use.
Flax milk that I'm going to add up to 10 ounces. The collagen, the shake mix, I'm over 40 grams right there. So now let's get some fiber. Let's get our fiber on. And so what we're going
Of course, a fiber supplement, right? Gotta get some extra fiber. It wasn't enough.
to do here is I add in my extra fiber. And the reason I like that is this one's a blend of 11 different fibers and resistant starch. So I'm getting a whole bunch of different
Wow, 11 different fibers.
ones. Diverse fiber, good for diverse gut microbiome. I'm also adding in some flax meal. Now, I don't need to freshly grind this because I'm using a NutriBullet, but if you are not using a NutriBullet or something that really can grind everything up, grind it up. And the reason I like flax is hormone balancing. It's got phytoestrogens.
Wait. What? She's making this video. A lot of women probably watch it. Some maybe who even want to get pregnant. This is going to make you infertile, guaranteed. And they actually listen to her saying that it helps you to balance your hormones? Oh my god. Phytoestrogens known to destroy your hormones, to cause an imbalance, if anything. That's literally what they are known for. Dude, what the hell is she talking about? The phytoestrogens bind to the cell receptors of real estrogen so that you can't use it anymore. It never goes away.
And it also has a load of fiber. It's also got omega-3s. I put in some cherries.
Now she's really getting annoying. This kind of misinformation is not funny anymore. It's actually dangerous.
And first of all, I love cherries, and my husband loves cherries, but I get no sugar sweetened, no sugar added, organic dark cherries. They're fantastic.
I'm surprised that she doesn't recommend eating the cherry pit.
Especially with the chocolate paleo fiber or chocolate paleo shake. Now I'm going to add in some ice too. I like making it thick. If you want it thicker, more ice, less fluid. If you want it thinner, more fluid, less ice. Easy peasy. And then you just pour in your...
You could easily just go and buy raw milk with real estrogen inside instead of phytoestrogens if that's what you want to consume. But no, you go through all of this trouble.
Flax milk, put it on tight. All right. So again, this has at least 15 grams of fiber, might even be up to 20.
All right, after all of this talk about fiber, I can't watch her anymore. She does eat meat. It's not as if she's vegan. She's not even a vegetarian. But all of the photos that she showed and what she mostly talks about is all plant-based. And it really seems like she's promoting a plant-based diet to the viewers, even if she may eat some meat here and there in this smoothie or whatever garbage this was with extra fiber added. Why would you add extra fiber? The reason people juice plants is to get rid of the fiber, seeing as it's so bad for the gut. How can you take her seriously as a nutrition expert if she adds a fiber supplement to her smoothies just to have something indigestible inside of her smoothie and therefore inside of her intestines, which is going to create more gas, more bloating, possibly also pain. And then she promotes eating mostly plants, all kinds of plants which you can't even digest, which don't have over 15 micronutrients. Yes, plants don't have over 15 nutrients. A nutrition expert would never tell you to eat foods which cause malnutrition. It's as if she's promoting eating mostly plants instead of focusing on foods which are the most nutritious foods on earth. A real nutrition expert who actually knows everything about human nutrition would recommend you to eat the most natural foods on earth. They would tell you to not eat fiber because it's indigestible, it only causes problems. They would tell you to eat raw animal organs, as I said, because those are the most nutritious, healthiest foods on earth. And if they would tell you to drink anything, then it would be blood from very healthy animals, of course. Thanks for watching.